Beside me here, we've got our shop display ranger. It's been a long time coming to get a snorkel on this vehicle. We've gone with the Safari Engineering snorkel for these. We just really like this product, and let's dive into showing you exactly what goes into putting one on one of these vehicles. Step one is typically taping the guard up. We sort of train our guys to go just a little bit further than that. Anywhere where there's a ridge or an edge, so along that flare fender, along the window trim, and along the rubber trim for the door, we tape all that up as well. Now the reason for that is we're going to be drilling into the pillar to mount to the pillar, and what we don't want is swarf coming down and sitting in this track, and then the window goes up and down and actually scratches the glass if somebody misses it when they're doing the cleanup after. So this just prevents all of those issues from happening. Now we get to move on to setting the template up. All right, so we're gonna skip ahead here a few steps in the instructions. It's just something that I like to do it in a different order to what the instructions say. And that is that we're going to do the air box. Now the reason for that is we have this massive air intake that we have to get attached to the air box here, and that all gets Sikaflexed on. What I don't want to be doing is Sikaflexing it and then installing it immediately and dealing with the Sikaflex. If we start with this first, getting this done, at least there's a skin on the Sikaflex before we have to install it in the vehicle. Another point to note is that with these air boxes, obviously, you know, quite regularly we're doing this on a vehicle that's already been on the road. This one is dirty and dusty. This car's got some kilometers on it now. So before we do any Sikaflexing, we're gonna prep wash it, wipe it down with a microfiber and get rid of the dirt and dust so that the Sikaflex can actually bond to the plastics and the silicone pipes. Otherwise, we run the risk of it not sealing properly. So a couple of handy hints that are sort of going, you know, with the instruction manual, but an extra bit of info there for you. So that's a wrap on the install of the Safari Armax Snorkel on a next-gen Ranger. They are a very big task. They're about a 4.5-hour install. Not for the faint of heart. The amount of modifications you have to do to that airbox, as you can see, was quite significant. You really need to take your time with that step on this, just to really ensure that that airbox is actually sealed to the duct that gets attached to it, obviously, with the Sikaflex, and make sure that that's all okay. Another interesting one that we do get asked from time to time is a 16mm hole in the guard for an 8mm stud that's in the back of the snorkel. And a lot of people sort of question why that is or ask for it to be smaller. Now, the reality is part of the reason why they're 16mm is just so that when you install the snorkel, the stud isn't ever going to touch on any of them to the guard, because sometimes if they do touch on the guard, the harmonics through it will actually give you some noise from that stud touching that guard. Just something that we picked up over the years doing these things. So that's this one all wrapped up. Yeah, it looks awesome. Super happy with it. Been a long time coming for this one, but it's all done now.